Howdy, how are you? This is Jilly Bling, and I am ready, or getting ready, for Christmas. Definitely not ready, but I'm definitely ready to get ready, as in making cards using new product. Okay, so this is an Easel card. So you could see it just regular card, goes in the mail, but let me get this in the angle. See that, how it props up? Or else it can open like this. But this little part fits right into there. Isn't that fun? So today's project, and I'll show you the products used, the new products, the designer paper. So this was the first one I made because I love this print. I love the colors in it and everything. But as I make it, it's like, oh, that's a little bit busy. And I thought the wreath, it isn't standing out. Oh, notice these gems? I'll show you these gems in just a minute. So I made one using like a red print. Yes, the wreath stands out better, keeping it a little bit more simple. And, okay, that one is cute, just fine. So then I thought it needs to be even calmer. So I did more of a solid print, kind of a plaid. And I like this one. It's a little less busy. And I put less stuff on the wreath too. Okay, then I made this one. It's like, oh, I really like that. So the greeting is up above, but if you do it this way, you have to make sure to really stick down with glue the top of the greeting, because the card opens like this, and you don't want to crimp or crease your greeting. So a wreath, little accents of red to match the designer paper, pretty bow, and on the inside, still a little bit simple, but it still does that easel thing. And then the last one was, the background is really simple, and all this paper is in one pack. Lots of fun. I'll show you that. And then keeping it simple in there. But in this little loose holly and gem sequins, I'll show you this here in just a minute. There is 3 things: red berries, holly, and these musical notes. And yeah, I went a little crazy on them. But if you look at it from afar, it's pecan pie. It's neutrals. And then there's a zap of color with some metallics. So this, I like this one too. So today, let's do another one. I'll probably keep it with a little bit of a calmer background rather than the crazy print, because it gets, in my eyes, it gets to be a little bit too much. Okay, so those are the samples. And these are called Loose Holly Gems in Sequins. And in here, there's 3 things. There is the holly. There is musical notes. And you know, I need to look it up. Like, can I do some of these upside down or kind of backwards? And I should know musical notes rules. I know they definitely could go this way. I don't think that they could go the other way. I think they could go upside down, but I need to do some homework. Oops, there goes a musical note. And then there's, you know, I'd like to say 2 size gems, but when I pull these out and stuck them on as holly berries, I'm like, that one looks a little bit smaller. You know how when you want it upside down, it never goes upside down. Okay, I'll do that in a minute. Then there's a little size. And I don't see any that say, ooh, I'm medium. Like I see big little. Well, what is this one? I think that's a big one too. Okay, I'll hold these up close. But aren't they sparkly? Aren't they fun? And why is it that all the gems go the exact opposite side that I wish? Just have to fix that. Okay, yeah, those are the same size. So those are the gems. Imagine in one pack how much fun that is. And the holly, I think that the side that goes dents in this is the top. This side here where there's a ridge up, it's not quite as shiny, so I think that's the bottom. but I think if you did either side, it looks really cute. So we'll use those today. Picker up your tool. If you don't have one of these, it's awesome for stuff like this. Wishes all around. So this stamp set, all I saw at first in the catalog, I'll pull out the catalog here in just a minute, was these trees. And there's dies to match them, and I'm like, well, gosh, that's really quite a statement. Do I really want trees in a wreath? I don't know if in nature they go like that, but I kept being drawn to it. And I used this bundle, the same die, this leaf die, for my thank you card, the owls, and I did it once in silver and once in Misty Moonlight. I love how it came out. So this bundle was just sitting here on my desk, and I kept looking at it thinking, well, maybe I could have some fun with it. Oh my gosh, I'm so happy I tried. It's wonderful. And I'm going to do a total of 3 different styles using this, but I'll do the other 2 a little bit later this week. Okay, Wishes All Around die set. Stylish Shapes is for the square die, this one right here. And Nested Essentials is for Christmas Greetings. I love how that fits in there. Let's do that today. And Something Fancy is for this die. Okay, there we go. All the basics out of the way. And only 3 stamp sets, 3 stamp pads. Cherry Cobbler, Shaded Spruce, and Old Olive. Okay, so that's going to show how to score. So the layout came from Carolyn, and I think she got it from Kathy Williams. And this is Carolyn's card. Isn't that cute? Little ribbon going around there, sparkle. I recognize that. I bet you she colored that. But that's very pretty. Thanks, Carolyn and Kathy. That's for scoring. So this is that same sparkly ribbon. And this is an online exclusive. Or you can use item 156408. Or you can search glittered organdy ribbon. And in the catalog, host code. If you don't have a demonstrator already, if you can, use that host code if you need anything. I'm really close to getting the trip. Like 700 away, but I have to get it by the end of the month. So if you need anything, woohoo! I'd love to send you one of those owl cards as a thank you. Page 34, page 35, look at this spread. And this is using the Wishes All Around bundle. Lots of fun. Okay, let's get to making this card. We'll use that ribbon here. And I'll put all the paper cut sizes and the score lines on my blog. And my blog is jillybling.com. And by the time this video is up, the dimensions or the score lines and paper cut sizes, they should already be there. Okay. I love this tool. Cutter, scorer, trimmer. Okay, so the base is cut to 4 1/4 by 11, and I'm going to score it at 5 1/2, 6 3/4, and I'm looking at the dimensions up across here, and 8 7/8. So it's almost 9. That's it. And are you thinking, what about that little triangle? I'll show you. It's a lot easier than you might think. Okay, so let's score. Let's fold this pecan pie. Fold it in half. And my edge didn't get cut all that well. If ever you have something that doesn't cut well or punch well, take your handy nail file. Makes all the difference. Okay. And I'm just going to score at this point, score them or fold them all inward. even though I know this one is going to go opposite. But at least the paper knows, okay, this is where I'm going to fold, because this is going to be stuck down after the ribbon is in there, so that will go backwards. And then this, yeah, that one will be going that way, because that's where the point is. That square point. Okay, what else do we have here? You could just start gluing pieces on. Oh, and if you're making this at home, I suggest one thing, just because I could see whoops is happening. So I have 3 pieces of designer paper. 1, 2, this one goes down under here. I could see people thinking, oh, that's at the bottom. Really, this 2-inch piece is in the middle. So if possible, put this in right away. Because after it's in, it's in. I used to have a little connector to hold my pin, and I would just pull it out, let it fling, and I just let it go, and it's like, oh, it's not connected. And I'm going to purposely put this down a little bit lower. It's kind of close to this crease down here, just because most of that will be cut off. And I like this margin right here. We're using the back side of that, the second card, the berries, the red one. So this is going to be green on green on green, because the wreath is 2 tones of green. Old olive and shaded spruce. Okay, so this piece, you're like, oh, just stick that down, but I want that to be the stopper for the point. So I have this piece of white, and it can be any color paper. It might even be better if it matches your base paper, just to make it a little bit thicker. Because a piece of designer paper to act as a stop for that panel, it would work fine. But after you did it a few times, I just don't want it to show a little bit of wear. Therefore, I'm putting an extra layer. I really didn't want that white edge to be there, so I'm going to trim it. Chances of me getting things cut perfectly, yeah, it's close. Can you see it's just a little bit? And now I have a paper cutter right underneath my desk, and I'm going to cut that off, because that's not so good. Now I see a little bit over here. Maybe I should just make it smaller, like 1/8 of an inch smaller. Yeah. Okay, so one side has a designer paper, that side has the white. So this is going to go here at the bottom with dimensionals. And normally I would put maybe 3 or 4 dimensionals on it. But again, because this is the stopper to help with the mechanics of the card, I'm going to put a few extra dimensionals on here. And just so there's a nice border. That's pretty equal. Okay, so these pieces are just stuck together. And then next we'll make the point and get it trimmed. It's just trimmed with scissors, your snips. Okay, so that's on there. So now this piece is going to go right at the bottom in the center. You're like, how do I get it in the center? And then this corner goes right at the fold, and this goes right at the fold. So I know I want glue all down here. I'm not sure how far to go up on there, but I know it will be, that will be covered. And if ever you're in doubt, you're like, okay, where'd you put the glue? If you look at this one, or a sample, you could see where it's glued. And this is the piece that we're going to trim here in just a minute, this one. Okay, so this goes on right about in the middle at the bottom. And I'm looking at this point and this point, and that will help me kind of straighten it out. Good. Up a little bit. Probably should have put more glue so it slides around better. Okay, so these points are right on the crease, and this is right at the bottom. That's the hardest part of all this. That wasn't hard. Oh, you know what? While the glue is out, let me make the wreath. So the wreath, I'm going to cut out one in Old Olive and one in Shaded Spruce. This die right here. And I think if the Shaded Spruce was on top, it would be too matchy-matchy. So I'm going to have the Shaded Spruce underneath. And I didn't get out all the little bits. Who is it? I was talking to Diane Perillo yesterday, and I said, oh, get it, all those little bits right here. She goes, that's so, what did she say? Did she say English, or that's what they say on the videos? I said, I know, I've been watching a few of them, and it kind of rubs off, but it's true. They are bits. Bits of what? Bits of stuff. When I was talking with her, I was referring to the dimensional backs. All those little bits. This die has worked perfectly. That one came out a little tough. Shaded Spruce. See, that haul is looking really pretty too. Yeah, the first ones, they were a little bit heavy on texture. Okay, so to attach the wreaths, I'm just going to go right down the center with glue. And see how I'm not being particular at all? It doesn't matter. And then put this one on top. And I just don't want them to line up. Like I don't want this bunch of leaves right there. So chances of me getting these lined up, it's going to be pretty good that I get them not lined up. Okay, that's lined up. That's good. That's good. And just get them to stick together. I'll set it off to the side, let it dry a bit, and then come back and make sure it's really stuck together. So, cute. Really cute. So that can just dry a bit. Okay, so for making the point, this is inside piece. Just to keep things straight, I'm just going to put a little bit of adhesive there. That goes there. Oh, ribbon. I could put that on too. Okay, so for this piece here, I'm just going to take my snips and cut it. See, that's not hard at all. Because trying to cut an angle and then have the other piece line up and have it be right in place, oh, that would be tricky. This is really easy. And there it is. And look at that. Well, we need to stick down this part. So for the ribbon, well, let me see. This is going to go on here. I guess I could stick it down. Close enough. And little corners are going to hang off, but that's part of the plan. And you see all this is just, it's a circle. Don't even try to figure out one side is up or down. Actually, that's looking really good. That's looking very calm compared to my other ones. And I want to do that Merry Christmas in that with this die. Okay, so let's stamp that. Cherry cobbler, or Christmas, what's it say? Christmas greetings. While I'm at it, somebody will say, thanks for cutting that or stamping that for me. Isn't that pretty? Can you tell how pretty that is? Or am I just in the mood for Christmas? I think that's just beautiful. It's like the perfect font. It's kind of cursive. It's kind of fun and playful. It's very crisp. The color is perfect. Yeah, I like it. Okay, so I'm going to cut this out. Look how perfect that fits. They probably planned that. Okay, so where should this go? I was originally thinking here with the ribbon up there. Maybe it could go right over here over the seam. But then what am I going to put in here? There's the ribbon. That one's right in the middle. I have another one. This one is right in the middle. That's cute. Okay, so this is top contender. Nah. I kind of like it low. So if it was low like this, maybe the ribbon bow? No. You know what? It's just going to have decorations. Oh, and the gold. I have some gold already done. Right in here. So these dies, there's 3 of them that make 4 little branches. So there's this one and this one. See how they go in different directions? And then there's these that pretty much do the same thing. See how both the stems are pointing inward? But they're stuck together. Convenient. So I'm going to cut some of these out. Okay, I'm going to use some of these right here because they were left over from the other cards. And that's another thing. I planned on putting 4 little gold holly or branch pieces on each card. Some of them, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, I got a little carried away. This one has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But then there's other ones. See, I kind of like it like that. It's really calm. Okay, maybe this one could just be gold. And I love these little holly with the berries. This one I put the gold here and here, here and here, holly. Holly random. Oh, and that's another thing. When stamping on the inside, it's like, oh yeah, having fun. But I don't like how you could see it through from the front. Done with this. I have a few more just in case. Okay, so maybe I could do a holly right here and just gold. Okay, I'm going to do that. So dimensionals for the greeting. At the bottom, I'm going to have it go right across, like where you could see the inside paper. Oop, the center of this should equal the center of that. Okay, there's that, and then I'm going to stick on, see some of these, like to put this one on, it has to go, we're going clockwise here. This one is going counterclockwise, unless it's kind of poking out. I don't know. I think I want them all going clockwise. Hopefully I cut out enough clockwise gold. These are all counterclockwise. Maybe that's why they're all here. Okay, I have 3. Well, it's kind of nice going over the words. Maybe if it was tucked in, think if it's tucked in underneath here. Okay, I'm gonna wing it. Okay, that's pretty. They're going to get glued. Running low on glue. I probably should have 5 of these little bottles strategically placed. Okay, I'll push that down after the glue starts to set up a little bit, once the glue is tacky. Because right now it's not holding. It's like I'm liquid glue. I'm not ready to stick. I like those kind of going up over the words. Well, I hope that ribbon is going to work because that ribbon has a hint of, I think, silver in it and iridescence in it. I like all sparkle. We'll find a way to make it work. So where should I put the holly on here? You think right down here at the bottom? So all these I'm just setting them down. Not really sticking them yet, but I'll go back through and I'll really make sure they're in place. This is one that's going counterclockwise. Well, okay, stick. Oops. I'm trying to stay away from putting berries on the wreath because I want the little holly right there. So if I do the holly, here's 1 holly branch, 2 holly branch, and 3 berries. I had to go back and stick that one through in a minute, or get them stuck down. Okay, so holly berry, holly, need more stickum. Isn't that cute? Kind of get in the way of my words. I have to have room for the berries. Might have to scooch those. I'll just do little berries now. Okay, time to get it all arranged. You could still tell what it says. It's just the holly is making its presence known because it's so sparkly. And, you know, sometimes if I'm not sure those are going to stick, I'm going to put a little puddle of glue right here and right over here, and that should make sure it sticks. Okay, so this one is kind of floating. Those are all sticking well. Just this one, but I have, from years ago, you know how you get a balloon and it's with either a weight or a clip? I use this all the time. Probably should get some nice clips. Okay, stick together. Okay, it's going to look good. That's going to stick down. Let's try the ribbon. Oh, this has a bit of gold and silver. Kind of like pink and freesia in it too, and green. Oh, that's pretty. So should I do a bow or a knot? I'm thinking a knot, because a bow would be a little distracting. When this ribbon went out of the annual catalog, I was like, oh, but I love that stuff. But it's an online exclusive. We could still get it. It's a little bit crunchy, but it sure is pretty. Oh, and in the new catalog, they came out with a navy sparkly ribbon. Oh, it's so pretty. I'm going to do something good with it, right? Okay, so just a knot. Okay, this one is a bit calmer so far. Okay, knot, trim up the ends. Is it centered? I don't think so. No, it's centered. Okay, so let's stick this panel down right in here. So I'm going to use tear tape, just because you want something to really stick. I think, well, Stampin' Seal might work, or glue might work, but then you have to sit there and hold it. And I don't want to do that. And tear tape works. It worked on the other ones. Tear tape is down. And if you want, you could put a little bit of liquid glue in there just to make sure it stays down, because the last thing you want is it popping open. Okay, let's get that stuck down. This one's kind of simple. Some ways I feel like, oh, by letting you down, is it too boring? But I think in the end it's going to be really cute. Okay, see if this is stuck. It worked. I don't know, what do you think? Is it too boring? It's like there's stuff going on down here, but see, I think that's distracting. What about holly up here? Not music. The music, that could be for a different one. Because that's kind of quiet. Just a little bit of holly up there. Just because the colors are so kind of matchy-matchy. That's distracting too. You know what? I'm just going to leave it. Because many times when I do like a little bit boring, I end up loving it best. Okay, so let's do the inside. What's for the inside? Christmas greetings. Christmas greetings. Oh, Make It Merry, that's cute. And then with the holly, okay, let's do that. Maybe this one will need some red berries. I bet you that would fix it. Make It Merry. Don't you love it when it stamps and it's perfect? Stampin' Up! Does such a good job. Okay, and what else? I had just a little holly in there. Oh, that's cute. Maybe a holly right down here. I could go this way. So holly leaf, berry, berry, berry. Okay, 2 holly leaves. When I think it's upside down. There it is. There's like a little notch, maybe when they're making it. So I'm going to put all the notches together so they'll kind of cover up, because I don't want a notch on the outside of the berry. Looking for a little one. Okay, I'll adjust it just a little bit. Okay, this one, yep, I think it needs a few red berries. I was trying to keep it simple, and I think I'm going to cover up the ends of the little gold sprigs. There. Okay, so that's 4. Maybe I'll do 2 little ones up here. Okay, so big one. And little one. Little one is saying, that's a whole puddle of glue you gave me there. I think I'm going to have to put more glue on just to make sure they don't go anywhere. That'd be terrible if one fell off. The whole card would look a little lopsided. One more little one, and then a few puddles of glue. You know, I think this is making all the difference. Oh. Okay, so just to make sure these won't go anywhere. Little bits of glue. That one's like floating on the gold branches. So when you're putting glue on, if you can, try to avoid getting glue on the foil, because even if you wipe it off, it's kind of all dull. You don't want dull gold. Oh, that one's floating on the gold. There. Hopefully this glue works good with holding on these gems. Okay. I think that's it. Now the question is, how am I going to get the inside in when the outside is wet with puddles of glue? Well, more glue. So if I wasn't talking so much, this card could go together pretty quick. If I didn't decorate it so much, it could go together really quick. This could be a, let me make a bunch of them. I guess because there's no coloring. Make it merry. Okay, here's today's card. Imagine getting that in the mail. Nice. And then you open it up, probably originally like this. Cute. But then you're like, what does that do? It's an easel card. It's cute, huh? Okay, thank you for watching. I hope you have a great day.